lovely humans, and welcome back to my channel. If you are watching this on Wedding Chicks or over on Facebook, thank you so much for stopping by. The question that I get asked all the time is, how do you become a coordinator? How do you become a wedding planner? And so I thought it'd be a good idea to sit on down and, of course, as you guessed it, come up with a list of items that could help direct you on kickstarting your wedding planning business. Now, I understand this content may not be super relatable for all of the brides who have subscribed to this channel, but for those of you who are interested in jumping in to this whole big, beautiful wedding planning field, I hope you find this really helpful. So without further ado, 10 steps to becoming a wedding coordinator or planner. I'll get to that in a minute. Number 1, intern under someone. This should be the very first thing that you do on your journey to becoming a wedding coordinator or planner. Why should you do that? Because it gives you experience. It gives you credit. It also gives you a crash course into the behind the scenes craziness that is wedding planning and a wedding day. It'll give you tips and tricks and insight on how to handle any little emergencies that pop up, or how to handle concerns, or how to make sure that a guest is enjoying their experience. All of those things. Hey, it may also teach you what you don't want to do when you start your own wedding planning company. So I highly recommend interning for at least a few events, if not for an extended period of time, to get as much knowledge under your belt as physically possible. Also, it gives you the chance to kind of get your nerves out before you launch into the great wedding unknown. Number 2, write down your dreams, aspirations, and goals. What kind of planner do you want to be? Do you want to harness your inner J-Lo and plan every single last detail down to the last dress fitting? You know, for me, that's not the case. I did not want to be J-Lo. As much as I love that movie, hello Matthew McConaughey, sorry husband. Or do you want to be someone's coach and teammate throughout the process? That's definitely more my jam. But that may not be the case for you. So figure out what kind of planner you want to be. Quick little aside, there's a difference between a wedding planner and a wedding coordinator. A wedding planner plans, a wedding coordinator coordinates. A wedding planner is there from start to finish. A wedding coordinator coordinates the big day. So that's what the difference between those two are. So I am both a wedding planner and a wedding coordinator. Confusing? Are you lost yet? Okay. So I help people plan their event from start to finish, and I also help people just coordinate their wedding day with our month of coordination package. So define which one you want to be. Do you want to be a full-blown wedding planner, whether like somewhere in between or like J-Lo status, or do you just want to coordinate the big day and not handle all the details running up to it? And within that, set 3 goals that you want to achieve in the next 3 months. It could be something as simple as make business cards. Great, check that off your list. Or it could be something as complex as put together a styled shoot, design it, build it from the ground up. Whatever those goals happen to be, set those for yourself and make sure you achieve them over the coming months. It's just 3 goals, you can do it, and you have 90 days to pull it off. Trust me, it's possible. Now that you've written down your dreams and aspirations and goals and you know what you want to do as a wedding planner, figure out your niche. What kind of events do you want to work? For me, if you've been watching this channel, you know that I focus on budget events. And budget events, I would consider anything, you know, from $15,000 to $75,000, although that's kind of on the higher end of things, and I don't normally do events like that. If someone came to me with a $500,000 wedding budget, I'd be like, boy, bye. Like, no, I don't, that's not my jam. You came to the wrong person. That's not what I do. Because I like planning budget weddings. I like working with a tight budget. I like making a dollar stretch. And maybe that's just because I'm a mom and I have to feed a lot of mouths, but that is life-giving to me. So I really enjoy planning weddings like that. If you take a look at my feed on Instagram or on Facebook, you won't notice anything that's overly lavish or gaudy. What you'll see is a lot of great textures and florals and stunning but understated venues and really, really happy people. I put out what I want to bring in. I know my niche, I know where I'm comfortable, and I know the area of the business that I want to work in. Much like one of my mentors said to me recently, there is a butt for every seat. So I don't have to be a $500,000 wedding planner, and I'm not going to be a $500,000 wedding planner. I'm a budget planner, and I'm proud of it. Someone else will gladly take my place at that wedding, because it ain't me. Number 4, do some styled shoots. You'll need some content for your website, for your Instagram. You'll need something physical to show people because they want to know what you're capable of. So when you're first starting out in your business, you have nothing. You have nothing, no pictures to show, nothing to show what you can do. So put together some styled shoots. 1, you'll get some amazing photos out of it. 2, you will learn a heck of a lot. And 3, it'll give you the opportunity to network with other vendors in your area that you may end up using later on down the line. Number 5, build a paper trail and an online presence. Print some business cards. Start a website. I read recently that 84% of couples base their vendor selection off of their internet presence. Like, that's really heavy. Start an Instagram. Even if you were just posting inspirational quotes and reposting from other people's Instagrams, it's a great way to give clients something to look at. Again, you put out what you want to bring in. Number 6, plan your business properly. I highly recommend that you start off as a sole proprietorship. And what that means is you are not shelling out a bunch of money to become an LLC or get a DBA or any of those other acronym-related business words. I'm really good at this. The downside of being a sole proprietorship is on the off chance that you get sued, they can come after your personal assets, which would suck, but I don't really have a lot of assets, so fingers crossed. Also, when you are planning your business, make sure you have a contract. Whew, I will harp on you guys on this one. You have to have a contract. You have to have a legally binding document that your clients and you sign so it holds everyone accountable and everyone knows what to expect out of the event. Do not make the mistake of starting an event without a contract because you will find yourself in hot, hot water. Number 7, rent a booth at a bridal show. When I was first getting started, I did a couple styled shoots, which was great because it gave me some content to work with, but I didn't have people to put it in front of. So I rented a booth at the San Diego Bridal Bazaar, and with the rental and all the stuff that I put into design, it brought me up to about $1,000 just for that one day. Now I know that sounds like a lot of money, especially when you're starting a business, but you have to put a little bit of money in to get some money out when you're printing your business cards and blah, 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 blah. Just consider this a part of your advertising. From that one bridal bazaar, the very first one that I did, I booked 14 weddings. 14 weddings. I made 10 times what I put into that. So I think it's totally worth it. Make sure you research the bridal show beforehand because you don't want to put all that money into what could be a dud. But if you find a good one, rent a booth, make it pretty, and put a big smile on your face and go out there and talk to all the brides. It's exhausting, but it is totally worth it. Number 8, price yourself appropriately. A friend of mine in the industry once said, I can tell that person's new. And I went, wait, what? Why? Is it from the photos? Is it from their language? Am I missing something here? And he said, no, I can tell they're new because their pricing is so low. And that was a light bulb moment for me. Price yourself accordingly. Know your skill set, know what you can provide, and price yourself accordingly. If you haven't been in the business for years and years and years, obviously you can't charge what J.Lo charges. Well, hypothetically charges. You have to be on the lower end of the spectrum. But don't undercut your competition and don't put yourself down so low because you don't have enough faith in yourself to pull it off. I recommend finding the lowest amount and then going up just a little bit because it makes you come across a whole lot more serious. Now, of course, you have to have the skill set to back it up, but don't undersell yourself. Value your skill set and others will too. Number 9, plan your packages in advance. Know exactly what you will offer clients. For me, I have a month of coordination package, a partial planning package, and a full planning package. Each of them offer almost identical things when it comes to the wedding day, but the partial planning and the full planning offer more meeting times, and that is how I organize my packaging. I also know my pricing like the back of my hand. There is no sputtering, there is no questioning, it's very clear, very direct. Here's what I charge for this. Here's what I charge for this, and here's what I charge for this. Within that, you need to make sure that you are pricing yourself in such a way that you can actually make money. An average of 250 hours goes into planning a wedding. And if you are gonna take a chunk of that time off of a couple's hands, you need to make sure you're compensated accordingly. Take into account overheads such as internet, home office space, cell phone, travel expenses such as gas, wear and tear on your vehicle, and meals while you're driving, because Lord knows I always forget to eat before I leave, and the time you're gonna spend planning the event. Even though I have packages based on meeting times and the amount of times that I meet with someone, that does not take into account the amount of emails that we exchange, the amount of vendors that I'll be connecting with, the amount of times that I'll be having so many separate conversations just to make sure this one wedding day goes beautifully. I have to take all of that time into account when I put my packaging together. So they're not just paying for the hours that we're meeting and for the hours on their wedding day, but everything in between. You're not running a charity, you're not giving your stuff away for free. You need to make sure that you are pricing yourself fairly and appropriately so you can actually make money. Number 10, know that it's okay to say no. When I first started my business, I said yes to literally everything. You want me to bust your tables? Okay, sure. You want me to set up all your centerpieces? You got it, I'm your girl. You want me to work 12 hours? Absolutely, I'll be there, I'll be there. Just let me plan your wedding. I love you so much. Don't be that guy. Don't do that, because I ended up getting exhausted and slightly bitter that I had overcommitted myself to all of these things because I am only one person. It is okay to say no. You are not the be-all, end-all of their wedding day. You are their coordinator. You are their planner. You make sure that everything goes according to plan or according to the way that you've coordinated it. You are not their backup busboy. You are not their florist, and you're not their entire setup and teardown crew. Don't overwork yourself. And be sure to say no when something is too much. Did I say it was 10 things? Because it's actually 11. Oh, wait, shoot, I forgot what number 11 was. Uh-oh. Okay, so I know the last clip that you guys are watching is basically me being like, I don't remember what number 11 is. Don't worry, I remember. Don't quit your day job. It takes a long time to make enough money as a wedding planner or as a wedding coordinator to sustain yourself, to be able to live and make ends meet. So if you have a 9-to-5 or if you have a regular day job, don't quit it yet. Hold on to that for as long as you can. And what that will mean is you will be working a lot. There will be a ton of hustle required to be able to sustain that business. I'm a couple years in and I still wouldn't be able to sustain myself if I was a single person, probably bringing in what I bring in now. Because it costs a lot of money to keep a business afloat, and it costs a lot of money to do advertising and to do styled shoots and to maintain stuff like a website. There's just so much to it. So if you are planning your own wedding planning business, hang on to your day job for as long as you can until you can say with full confidence that you are bringing enough money in from wedding planning to sustain living a normal, healthy life and not eating top ramen all the time. Okay, so now back to the regular video. So basically, moral of the story, be yourself, don't undersell yourself, put out the look of the business that you want to bring in, and have faith in yourself. You can do it. The reason that you're watching this video is because you're inspired for some reason to be a wedding planner. So do it. So that's all we have for today, folks. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you haven't done so already, like this video, subscribe to this channel for more tips and tricks for the modern day bride. As always, a huge shout out to my gal pals over at Wedding Chicks for hosting this video. And until next week, bye guys.